Hey everyone. I of course hope you're doing well through these complicated times, pandemic or otherwise, and that you're safe and optimistic through it all, however involved you may be. Now, June, again, like a couple other of these, somewhat recently ended, so better late than never. Time to talk a bit about what I got over the month. Starting with TV, there is Genndy Tartakovsky's Primal, the complete first season. The pretty acclaimed, but I'd say kind of cult hit Adult Swim cartoon from the creator of Dexter's Lab, Samurai Jack, and so on. Taking place in a prehistoric fantasy world that freely blends various eras and locations and stuff. The 10-episode, gradually arcing but still pretty episodic adventures of a caveman and a female tyrannosaur kind of just having each other against the world after they each suffer a tremendous loss. Pretty dramatic, pretty intense, very stylish, as one would expect from Tartakovsky's work. And bits of comedy here and there, but otherwise pretty serious show, but one definitely worth checking out. Over to toys, there is from Transformers War for Cybertron Kingdom, Dinobot. The packaged as a Predacon, much more highly remembered as a Maximal. The Beast Wars fan favorite, driven by honor and inner conflict and whatnot. Again, going quite well with the aesthetic of the line. Nicely show accurate robot mode into a Jurassic Park realistic raptor rather than more scientifically concluded, but still a very nice upgrade to a very impressive and well-remembered character. Includes his sword and tail blade weapons, highly posable, very nicely detailed. Glad to have him. Over to Criterion new releases. There's the box set, The Signifying Works of Marlon Riggs, directed by Marlon Riggs, released from 1986 to 1985. These various shorts and features and stuff. Ethnic Notions, Tongues Untied, Affirmations, Anthem, Color Adjustment, Non Je ne regrette rien, and Black is Black Ain't. I haven't watched any of these yet, but I've heard great things about him and his work. Both very provocative, controversial in some ways, but brought a lot of attention to issues of race, sexuality, both how they can be distinct and how they can overlap in society. So, can't exactly check these out on a whim, but these will be very interesting to finally watch. As you may have seen from recent dedicated video, finally got some booster packs from the Transformers trading card game, Wave 5, Titan Master's Attack, to round out my collecting of the game after taking a break after January of this year. For this series, of course, there's either one large character card and a Titan Master card, small Titan Master card, or one large character and a stratagem card, plus 6 battle cards each. So for the characters and stratagems, I got Autobot Gears and Science Officer, Optimus Prime, and an extra of Freeze Out, and then an extra of Beachcomber and more guns. Not a bad little haul for those 3 booster packs. I feel pretty comfortable finishing my collecting of the trading card game there. So, to another new Criterion release is the movie Pariah on Blu-ray. Same format as the Marlon Riggs stuff, of course. Released in 2011, directed by D. Rees. This somewhat slice of life, coming of age drama about a young woman who's coming to terms with her identity, primarily her sexuality, while navigating friendships, likely disapproval from her parents, and elements like that. Has a lot of acclaim, and I'd say deservedly so. Could be an intense watch at times, but it was worth getting. Back to TV, there is His Dark Materials, the complete 2nd season. The next, I believe, 7 episodes of the HBO adaptation of Philip Pullman's fantasy novels. Picking up directly after the first, we have connections strengthening and being further explored between Lyra and other characters close to her. The religious institutions involved, a supposed prophecy that may be fulfilled, connecting people in various worlds. Like the first season, I'm slow to catch up. But again, really looking forward to it, as well as the upcoming 3rd and final planned season. And one more TV show, but this time on DVD. There is Kipo in the Age of Wonder Beasts, the complete series. The DreamWorks and Netflix animated series, lasting 3 seasons and I believe 30 episodes. But as short-lived as it was, it did end on its own terms. It wasn't preemptively canceled before its time. It's like science, fantasy, adventure sort of thing about a young girl who explores and makes friends and enemies on the surface of a post-apocalyptic Earth populated by like mutated intelligent animals. Seems to have kind of a niche audience, but still highly beloved among those who have seen and enjoyed it. So while it's probably still available for streaming, I'm happy to have it on disc. And of course, wrapping up with comics. All from IDW, in fact, and Transformers titles. There is the 2021 annual for the rebooted Transformers ongoing continuity, written by Brian Ruckley with art by Alex Milne, taking place shortly before the current story arc, but exploring Light Bright, her Titan Lodestar, and the Technobots team, exploring deep space, hoping to take down the rogue Titan Vigilum. Nice little side story that still has connections to bigger plot. Then issue 31 of the main series, still written by Brian Ruckley, of course, with art by Anna Melkova and Angel Hernandez. Story primarily depicting the Autobot Jumpstream undergoing an experimental procedure to ideally enhance her teleportation abilities for the growing war effort, and seeing the consequences of that and leading into a new story. Long delayed issue between issue, there's finally the fourth and final issue of the Transformers Back to the Future crossover miniseries, written by Kevin Scott, art by Juan Samu, where Marty, Doc Brown, Gigawatt, the Autobot Resistance have one last chance to ideally go back in time and avert the disastrous future of Decepticon rule on Earth. Nice little wrap up, though, again, it has been frustrating there being a couple months between issues, but it's finally wrapped up. We have Transformers Escape, issue 4, written by Brian Ruckley, art by Beth McGuire Smith. Continuing the story of hoping to find a way to save Cybertron's organic immigrant inhabitants as the Insecticons' scheming continues to grow. Wheeljack and his team hope to make a stand at the city of Dark Mountain. A little nice penultimate chapter. Then issue 5 of the Transformers Beast Wars ongoing. Still written by Eric Burnham with art by Josh Burcham. Megatron's Predacons make their move to begin their attack on the Axelon, while Optimus Primal and his team take in Dinobot and try to investigate his motives and his overall connection to this new conflict. And finally, we have the third issue of the My Little Pony Transformers 2 The Magic of Cybertron crossover miniseries. Like the others before it, including 2 10-page stories. Sick Beats, written and art by Tony Fleeks. And The Beauty of Cybertron, written by James Asmus, with art by Priscilla Tramontano. With the first story about a group of equestrian citizens stranded on Cybertron, their encounter with Soundwave, turning from conflict to teamwork quite quickly. And then Ratchet, Rarity, and Knockout, hoping to find a way to free their allies from King Sombra's control. Again, nice little team-ups. Not too serious. Much more on the fun and silly side, but still makes for nice reading. Double checking, and yep, that's everything. Quite a bit of movies and TV and comics, as well as toy and game. Again, considering stuff like the Criterion sale, right now there's some planning, some going with the flow for this month. So I'm not quite sure what the resulting purchases will be, but I've got some ideas. So, like I said at the beginning, hope you're doing well through all this, being both careful and looking ahead. So, I'll see you in early or perhaps mid-August to talk about the July purchases. So I'll see you later, folks.